So imagine two identical houses on the same street. One gets a smoke detector installed, the other one doesn't, even after catches fire. That's basically Canada's herring policy right now. So I'm talking about herring. Same fish, different coasts, and only one of them is legally protected. So, some quick context here herring aren't one big population swimming around the entire country. They're split into separate stocks tied to specific regions. So, there's Pacific herring and Atlantic herring, and they aren't interchangeable. Protecting one doesn't protect the other. So on the West Coast, Canada just did something great. All five major Pacific herring stocks are now under legally binding protection in the Fisheries Act, meaning that the government is required to manage them sustainably and rebuild them if they crash. It started with Haida Gwaii herring in 2022, co-managed with the Haida Nation and Parks Canada, and this year four more stocks got added to that list. So really great progress when it comes to rebuilding fisheries. Now, on the East Coast, it's a different story. The Southwest Nova Scotia and Bay of Fundy herring stock has been officially critically depleted for almost a decade, and that's DFO's own science saying it. And it's still being fished at a quota of 20,000 tons. Now, that's heavier than 1,000 city buses. And because the stock isn't covered by the same legal protections, any plan to rebuild it is just optional, a policy choice rather than a requirement. And herring may not seem like a big deal in this country. They're less than 2% of Canada's total fish landings by value. But they're food for salmon and they're bait for the really important lobster and crab. Fisheries worth almost $3 billion in this country. They're the base of the ocean food web. Plankton to herring to whales to seabirds to salmon, even to foxes and bears. Kill the base and everything built on it wobbles. Canada already proved it knows how to install the smoke detector. Now it needs to do the same thing for Atlantic herring stocks, waiting for this protection, starting with the one that's been on fire for 10 years. So, one country, one fisheries act, it shouldn't depend on which house you live in.